This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next?
What's next, man?
Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Dear John, the iconic legend Quincy Jones said, "To know where you came from makes it easier for you to get where you're going." Sean Diddy Combs said, "Everyone has challenges and lessons to learn. We wouldn't be who we are without them." If 2018 and the last 6 years taught you something, it's that anything is attainable with the right focus and determination. Continue to build. Continue to promote your vision. Continue to inspire creativity and make more creatives. In closing, Nas said, "No idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. The first chapter of your vision's movements is done. However, you're still a visionary. Peace and blessings. John Ross."
Yo, it feel like 95, Sachi on my body, Biggie, Jigger, Puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby, and I'm wildin' in my wallet.
Houston, Texas, it's your boy. Y'all, I'm back in this city, and not literally, but I've been back for a while now, but this is the first time I've been back on a new episode, man. Houston, Texas, welcome back to episode number 32 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary, Inc. Listen, in LA, I was doing a thing where I was letting all my guests introduce their social media handles, and I want to go ahead and continue that pattern.
All right.
Y'all go ahead.
Well, my name is Three Bubble.
Okay.
Now, my mama called me CJ.
Okay.
Even though I'm the third.
Yeah,
My
even
name's
though you're not a
Leon.
junior.
I'm the third. I'm not a junior. You know what I'm saying? So, but my family also call me Three. Mm-hmm. The crazy thing about it, when somebody asks me my name, I say it's Three. They think it's a street name.
Yeah.
It's my family name. It's
Yeah.
Three.
Okay.
And it's like, now, what your mama call you?
Okay.
She call me a whole bunch of things, man.
Okay.
Which name you want? Why can't you just accept what I presented to you?
Yeah.
Anyway, on social media, on Instagram, is the Pentagon Houston.
Okay.
And the reason why that name is because of the facility that me and my brother have basically kind of hands and knees and scraped and put together is the Pentagon. And we'll talk more about that later.
Okay.
But
Okay.
IG, the Pentagon Houston. Facebook is my name, Cleon Solomon. And it's also live from the Pentagon. We got the blue chick too on
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
So
Okay.
That means verified, right?
see, I just get it done, baby. Tell everybody what it means.
Come on, E.
All right. I go by many names as well. I wear many hats as well.
Okay,
But,
no doubt.
That's true.
My government name
Okay.
is Edric
Okay.
C. Neal.
Okay.
My dad used to always say the C stands for conceited.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna say crazy, but all right.
More like courageous. But my high school friends and my best friend here to my left, he calls me Two. And my crew from high school, they all call me Two. And my family, my fam, as I like to call them, they call me Bravo for other reasons that I don't want to get into.
Okay.
So as a spin off of that, my Instagram name is Swabo Bravo.
Okay.
So and my Mason brothers, they call me Brother Neil.
Okay.
So I go by many names and I wear many hats.
Okay.
But there it is in a nutshell.
And my name is simple and plain, my government name. It's John Ross Dike I, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at John Ross Dike and still _visionary. If you would, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my fan page on Facebook, and visit my website at stillvisionary.com. How y'all doing?
We doing well. I'm
tired.
I ain't gonna lie, fam. I've been sitting here just thinking about like ranks.
Yeah.
Like I'm Bravo, all these names, your government name, which is still for debate. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing swell, baby. We at the Pentagon, we in the White Room.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Ask me why.
Why? The room is white.
That's why.
Okay.
It's a rhetorical.
Listen, man. Let me start here. Okay. The brother sitting to your right is your brother.
Yeah.
He's also my brother fraternally.
Word.
So when he first came through the lodge, okay, and we would talk about music all the time. This man said, "Bro, you got to check out my man 3. You got to check him out." Okay. And every time I talked to him, he would say, "Have you heard about 3?" Before we would even.
That's funny. I'm gonna tell you why that's funny.
Go ahead.
I gotta stop you there, cause he'd never tell me that. Mm-hmm. Like, all right. So growing up, me and this guy here, right? If I present, I'll like just work my best to come up with the dopest lines.
Okay.
That I think is dope.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, man, just tell me what you think.
Yeah.
But I'll hear from somebody else that he really loved it,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, he told you that?
Yeah.
Cause he ain't tell me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like now that we're grown men, like I've come to the realization of why he's moved like that with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not gonna be the person to like stroke your ego, to warm you up, to like, and it's no hate. I'm not gonna beat you up. I'm just gonna be like, man, I mean, yeah, it's dope, but I mean, but I'm not gonna go over there and give them your lesson. I'm just gonna give it to you. You understand me, Young? I know y'all can't see Young, but you know we got a blessing over here behind the.
We got the family here today.
The whole family here, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm sorry I cut you off, but I had to say that because I had to get it off my chest.
Well, the thing with E is he always made it a point to mention you in a conversation. Okay.
That's love.
Before we even talked about music, he would always ask me, "Have I heard the CD that he referred to me?" Right. And I think it was the one that I ended up printing a T-shirt for him for. It was a LFTP.
Yeah.
It was the first one, right? The one with Don't Lie on It.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
The one with Don't Lie on It.
Yeah, because with that album, I remember too coming back and saying that you gave, like the way you critiqued it was that like for someone that actually listened to it, the way you critiqued our songs, Kalechi, the features, right, with Euros.
Yeah.
It was like it was matter of fact. It was like somebody that like this man listened to it for real and came back with like, oh, shout out to Kalechi.
Yeah.
Kalechi shows
What up,
on
man?
his features.
Yeah.
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 He was like, I think he said, I want the spinach, kale, broccoli, the money, something
That
like that.
was 3.
Okay.
But-
see?
but
you see?
I-
You see? You see?
I'm here.
You
I'm
see
trying
what
to
I'm
tell
saying? You see what I'm saying?
But honestly, oh man, this is documented, so Kalechi gonna get this dub.
Yeah.
He did eat on Euros. And,
He did. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't crazy about Kalechi at first. It kind of had to grow on me, but people kept mentioning him to me, like
and now
this and that. Like for instance, the very first when you listen to that CD,
Okay.
it's like the CD is dope. But who is that guy that said,
Yeah.
they want to see me fall and never make it to spring?
Yeah, that was the line.
And I
That was the
said-
line. That was the
I
line.
said, oh, that's Kalechi.
Yeah, yeah,
He was like, he's nice.
but it's the
But-
way he said it on the snare.
yeah.
See, it's like you could say it, and it's like even when my brother said, it sounded like, oh, I'm smart, I'm clever enough to say that too. But are you smart enough or clever enough to say it on the snare at that part of the song? I mean, you gotta hear the song. You know what I'm saying? It's Euros.
So what happened was this. After I heard the CD, I said to E, I said, listen, that track Don't Lie need to be on the radio.
Yeah.
And in fact, I remember telling him that I was going to try to call in the Shea 45 on Rude Jew's show and try to get it on the Like It or Not segment of his show, right? Let's start there. When was the first time you laid a verse?
Well, before I go down, let's talk about because it's something like you planted a seed. Let's make it grow. All right. So you say "Don't Lie" should be on the radio, which I at the time when you heard it, I agree, and that goes to show you And this is for like artists and creatives and people that are making things and not just necessarily music. It can be art, it can be building sculptures or whatever. That talent that you have. Now, this is from an unbiased perspective, a point of view that you had at the time, because me and you didn't have like, we're family now, but at the time we didn't know each other. I never saw you as a human. It was just social media, et cetera, and things my brother said. So as highly that you were on that song, it ain't gonna be on the radio without certain things being put in place. And now, like with growth and understanding, there's team building, contacts, and not quitting. Right? So what I've said, out of the 3 things that I said, the main thing is, because if you want it bad enough, you're not gonna quit and you're gonna continue to build your team.
Facts.
What are you not gonna focus on when you're in the studio? Contacts. Making friends, not like burning bridges, like getting to know, like when you go to these events, go like spend time with the DJ. He may say, oh, I don't know who you are, whatever. Get to know this guy as a human though. Like the relationship that me and you have right now, I don't have to be in this podcast for you to be here. You could be like, 3, I need to use that white room. Family, contact, relationship built, bet.
Oh, doubt.
So anyway, so what did you say about the first song I ever wrote?
First song you ever wrote. Because
Are you ready?
And let me give a little. So this is the reason why I go back to that. So I had to use the restroom, right? I go into the bathroom and I look at that picture on the wall. I ain't from that area.
That's Sunnyside.
But I know exactly where that area is because when I drove school buses, I remember dropping kids off right across from that apartment complex.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So when I seen that picture in the bathroom, I was like, oh damn.
Okay.
I was gonna come out and tell you. I was like,
That's
nah,
heavy.
let me save it for the podcast.
I'm glad you did. That's heavy. So that's 4,000 block.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? So
Yes, sir.
Me and this man, we went to Worthing. So
Okay.
Worthing is on Scott and Reed. So walking to my house, I live in Blue Ridge, right?
Okay.
So I had to walk past that store every day. The store's called Green Light, and I don't know if you remember the picture. In that picture, it looked like a ghost town, like a scene from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It was gloomy. It was no human beings in the picture. But that apartment building that you seen in the back was probably at capacity as far as occupancy. It's everybody lives in that apartment building.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was nobody in that picture that day. It was cold outside. And I wasn't living in the hood that day. I was driving by, and I just got the DSLR camera, and I stopped and took a picture. But when I looked at the picture, I was like, why ain't nobody outside? Right? So just that picture was powerful for me, but the most important part of why that picture is in that restroom, and I'm gonna get to the song because I know which one I want to tell you. The most powerful part about that picture was hanging in that restroom. Recently, me and we had our brothers from the hood where we grew up from, right? That didn't go to college, but that didn't die, that didn't go to jail. They free, and some of them did, but to see one of their brothers or a couple of their brothers build something like this, whenever they go to the restroom, because we drinking, so you gonna have to go pee. To see that and to see like we haven't lost our roots, that's what I wanted our family to see, like, because sometimes it's uncomfortable being like, you see your brother, he did this, and then you feel like maybe I didn't. Nah, man, if I'm here, we here. Look where we come from.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. We went to Worthing, but we also went to law enforcement.
Yeah.
Shout out to the law enforcement, everybody, man.
One of 3 all-magnet schools in HISD.
Time out, listen. Now, I went to Booker T. Washington. I was in the engineering program. So I was a magnet kid as well. So we got more.
It wasn't an all-magnet school,
We
though.
got more. But I was in the magnet program.
We ain't say you wasn't.
I'm just saying.
You see how I go? I just said they kicked me out, fam.
All I'm saying, I ain't get kicked out. Listen, all I'm saying is that we got more in common than everybody knows.
We do, but we got more in common based off, like, just when I asked you, we came in, and I hope I'm gonna say it. All right, we got to the studio. I asked you if you locked your door. You said I did, and I know you had business to do with your work, and you had to leave and come back.
Yeah.
The whole dynamic part is, hey, I got my pistol. You're not a thug that's carrying an illegal firearm. You got your weapon. I got my weapon, and then later I said, "Where'd you go to high school?" I said, "Where'd you go to high school?" He said, "Booker T." I was like, I need to make sure that I want to not make sure. I want to see where you went because we speak the same language.
Yeah.
That's exactly what. If it was turned around, that's exactly how I would have moved.
Yeah.
All right. So the reason why I brought up law enforcement.
Go ahead.
Me and this man was at law enforcement. The song is called Boppers.
Boppers.
School uniform was the unit I wore. Stepped in the class, teacher made me sit on the floor. Why? I don't know. Set me right in the front row. You know what I'm saying? So
Storytelling.
it's storytelling, but
Yeah.
look, we made songs based off of the situations we was going through. And I ain't gonna go too far in it because now we grown men and we feel bad for the ill things that we did.
And the women we called out.
Oh, yeah, it was me. And shout out to the Me Too movement, man. You know, we better. We were kids. We were childish, and you know, we've grown.
Yeah.
But when I think about like early like lyrics and like just like composing and making songs from beginning to end, that's one of the songs I think about because I envision myself in every aspect of those lyrics. Yeah. Like the school uniform, we wore school uniforms. I still remember the uniform in my head was a red polo shirt and khaki shorts with the polo boots with the lows that I hooped in.
Yeah.
That he couldn't understand. I ruined
Hoops and polo boots.
yeah, so
Crossing
at
boards.
that time, I was at that time I like just like seeing like clearly every word that I'm writing. I'm writing it as I'm seeing it like a movie. Like I'm writing what I'm seeing, but I'm making it all up. You feel me? So I would have to say, song to these boppers.
Okay.
And shout out to First.
That was the first. That was
Shout out to Freddie First.
that was the first track you laid.
I can't say that because I know I made songs before that. The reason why I'm saying is that's the first track that I can identify with right now.
Yeah.
Like I still remember every emotion, feeling. Like I remember when we sang it and we performed it in front of the kids at school, which at the time was like our peers. I mean, it's still peers now, but at the time you don't feel like a child. Now looking back, like we was kids, like wow.
Right.
But I remember standing on the table. And then Monica, I hate to say names, you know what I'm saying? Monica she was on board. That was family.
That was
still,
family.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like a rider.
Yeah.
So all the things that I'm like the details in the song, she ready to go and implement correct some of the problems.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I remember just to chime in. I remember being there when y'all recorded that, man. We had one of those karaoke machines with the 2 mics you could plug into and the dual cassette players. And we were in the amphitheater way out in the field. We were in the amphitheater. It's like a handful of us. And there with tapes, like we're recording on those clear plastic tapes that you could get from Walgreens. And, you know, we're rapping over like whatever beat was hot that.
Remember flip-flops and socks?
Flip-flops and
Flip-flops and
socks.
socks, about face and froze.
And froze. Yellow Bone, Silly Boppers.
Can't even see
Man, hold up, man. But yeah, I just remember being that, man. And I remember in that moment I was witnessing something magical. I probably didn't really realize it then, but I was witnessing the start of something magical.
Yeah.
And who would ever thought that it would grow into, you know, where we are and where we sit today. So I'm just humbled and blessed to be able to say that I've seen the evolution of 3 and other artists around him, and I've been there since day one. And I guess that's why, just to kind of go back, why I'm so hard on him, or why I won't give him those props, because I always expect more from him, and he knows that. Like, always expecting more. I know you could do better. I know you could push yourself more. Even though personally, I think he's one of the dopest lyricists I've ever, and I'm not just saying that because he's my brother, but because I listen to Jay.
It's on camera, baby.
And Big is the greatest ever. In Pac.
Listen, man.
Look, we're not gonna do this.
Listen. On my platform, you can't say that. I'm not gonna let you get away with that.
Wait.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that. But
Is this the Nas argument?
Of course,
it's not.
I'm talking about,
because he
not,
knows.
It's not a Nas argument. It's not a Nas argument. But I'm not gonna let you get away with saying that on my platform. This is the real reason why I gotta say what I gotta. This is why I gotta say what I gotta say. Listen, the support that Edric exuded in reference to you was one of the biggest things for me that had me listen to your music, right? You don't. Sometimes you don't listen to things without people overemphasizing that you need to, right? And so when he kept saying, "Have you heard it? Have you heard it? Have you heard it?" When I listened to it, I needed not to say, "Okay, I've heard it," because when we had a conversation of it, now we can relate. Now we're talking about the same type of thing right now, right? You know what I'm saying? Now back to Nas, okay? Don't ever disrespect the God MC on my platform again.
First of all, I love Nas.
Okay.
But we both know that Nas is not the greatest MC ever.
Who's the greatest?
Biggie is.
Stop playing, man. Don't make me disrespect Biggie like that, because I love Biggie Smalls too.
Ain't no
I
other
just love
kings.
Nas bigger. Oh, here you
This
go.
rap thing.
Listen.
They
Don't
siblings.
Don't quote no lyrics on. Don't.
One shot.
Disappearing.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna have to. Houston, Texas. I'm gonna have to cut mic. Listen, I'm gonna have to cut mics off, and I don't do that. I'm gonna have to cut mics off if they keep going with this big stuff. I'm gonna have to cut mics off. Okay?
I've said all that I needed to say.
Listen. The Nas, the Lost Tapes 2 dropped earlier this year. Make sure y'all listen to that. Of course. Okay. So listen.
But where I was going with that.
Go ahead.
Was I'm not saying
I'm
that.
sorry, I'm a big Nas fan, for the record.
So am I.
I can't.
You remember that time? You remember that time I had commented on your post on Facebook, and 3 came up and said something about Big 2. I was like, okay, these twin ass guys right here.
You know how many years we done this?
What?
Yeah.
We went through the Tupac.
The Tupacs? Man.
We went
Arguing.
through 3 boys with the Tupacs. I wasn't sure, man. But y'all finna get this Biggie work, man.
Listen, so okay, man. Let's continue. So when I heard "Don't Lie," right? I remember going back to Edric and I saying, "Man, listen, 3 sound like Fonte from Lil Brother." He made the exact same comment.
It's crazy because I went through that Little Brother. Like it was a time where I was just jamming Little Brother, and it just, I don't know how it fell in my lap.
Yeah.
I can't. If you ask me right now who turned me on to Little Brother, I don't know. I think it was a CD floating around at PV, because I used to go visit my brother at PV a few times.
Did you go to PV?
No.
Where you went?
I went to HCC in San Jose.
Okay.
Community college.
Okay.
And so when I went to visit my brother in PV, it was, you know how you on a major university campus, see these CDs on the ground. I picked up one, and it was this song Josephine on my mind or something like that. But then I started listening to Little Brother, and I was just like, it was boys was rapping, but then you had those soul samples, and then you got to play it again, so now you're not playing it again for like the bars solely. Then you heard the horns. I want to hear the horns now. I'm listening for the horns. Then now I'm listening for the horns and way the bars match the horns. And then, so now I'm like, damn, I don't know nobody else that I can talk about Lil Brother with.
Yeah.
Even 2 at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just in a bubble listening to these boys by myself. Like, damn, man, what am I gonna do? Yeah. If it's people like this rapping like this, why does hip hop even need me? Yeah. As good as I feel like I am. Yeah. Like, we good. Yeah. Well, now we need boys like Young B.
Yeah.
Young B.
Yeah. So my thing is one thing I've had another MC on my platform before, right? And he spoke about writing to the point where he had no other choice but to get on and start recording. Why start rapping for you?
Well, for me, it was like, I guess going back to middle school, like you said, start rapping, right? Yeah. It was Lil KeKe. Like the first rap album I ever bought, was Don't Mess with Texas, the green CD. Yeah. And just listening to the screw tapes, you know what I'm saying? I went to Paul Revere Middle School. I remember when Don't Mess with Texas, not Don't Mess with Texas, was it the screw tape with Pip the Pen?
3 in the morning?
3 in the morning came out. I'm draped up and dripped out. I just remember everybody was like, it was like people were wilding, draped up and dripped out.
Know what I'm talking about.
This was after he done crashed so many freestyles on school. Remember, we in Houston. This was before we realized a freestyle could be something off the dome that you wrote. Yeah. This was at the time where freestyles was, man, we talking about the wall. I'm freestyling for real. Like if you're not actually coming off the top, people like, man, this boy ain't even, you trash. Even though you could be saying the most clever, witty, most calculated lyrics, we freestyle out here. So I'm seeing this man do all this, like this Lil KeKe, and I'm like, man, let me see what I can do. And then so I start rhyming, and so my cousin KB was the first person that really was like, bro, you nice. And so he'll take me, and so I had a rap group called TIE, which is basically like our family in high school. And he would take me and my partners, me and first person, my boy Mark, to Fifth Ward to one of his partners, KB. Oh, wow. He's private, man. So I ain't gonna say too much about that.
Don't give him too much.
But he's real private. He'll have a problem with that. But what he would do, he would take us to like random studios, but he'll take us to one particular, he'll take us to the hood. And the studio was so tiny, it's like, we're in Fifth Ward. It's so tiny, fam. It's like, walk in, it's a living room, go in, it's a bedroom, but it's all smaller than this space right here. And so we in a room, and we making songs. My boy First was like, I'm a renegade, like Reno, but he going off. TIE, all the breathers in my veins, which is what's tatted on my arm right now. So this is like, so I'm starting with Lil KeKe, and now I'm a part of the culture. The creating culture of writing music. So we not doing this at the time to get a girl to flicks, because we don't know what it's gonna bring. We doing it to be better than everybody else. Like I remember we would be at his house and we'll start these battles, and First used to win pretty much 98% of them. But this we had our sister Rachel was with us. Rachel was a super big hip hop head, and she wasn't like arms up in the air like, oh y'all killing it. She'll just be like, boy, First got that one. Okay. And like, but that was enough to make you want to go home and just get better. It wasn't no deal. It wasn't no new car. It's like I'm finna show Lil Nappers like I'm better. I know I'm gonna get the next one. It was cool. It was culture. It's here.
Right.
Now it's like, man, we finna get the whips. We gonna get the car. Not us, but I'm talking about the culture of creating music is to get the new stuff
for game. Right.
But back then it was for like
to be the best.
Like I want to be like just when we used to hoop in the hood. No, we know I ain't going to the league. But y'all know when I pull up, I'm finna get buckets and y'all gonna deal with me today. Same thing with music. So.
So as an MC, this is what I want to do. As an MC, I want you to name your favorite rapper all time and your favorite rapper now in 2019. We'll start from you. We'll go to you. We'll go to E.
Okay.
And then I'll answer the question at the end.
Favorite rapper all time.
Okay.
It's tough, man. I'm gonna have to say Jay, but I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel like Jay-Z's music has upraised me. The way I move, just like when I was young. My brother know, this had to be 97-ish. And I remember Lil KeKe dropped Don't Mess with Texas in 96. My cousin pulled up on me with Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah. He had his chick with him in the car. He had a 92 Honda.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I never forget, he had this beautiful woman sitting in the front seat with him. He had a stick shift.
Yeah.
And when he was driving, he had his hand on the stick, and she would put her hand over his hand. I was like, man, that's player. Like, look how my people moving. You know what I'm saying? But then he said, man, I'm what y'all boys to hear this. And he put that Reasonable Doubt. I was like, man, nah. You tripping, bro. You was
gotta learn to live with regrets. You used to hold me.
Yeah, but then that Don't Mess with Texas had that what? Oh, boom, everybody know that bounce turn. Hey, hold on.
Everybody know it, bouncing turn, we're bouncing.
Oh,
man, I felt it. It was 96. He from Sunnyside.
From the hood, yes.
He from
around the corner.
Oh,
from
man.
Oh,
man. Hey, man, we in the Pentagon, man. What's going down, boy?
These are real stories.
I grew up a little bit. He's still my guy, one of my favorite rappers. I got a song when he could be in my house. But anyway, then I understood that this man says, no, manicurists on board and switch your plan.
Okay.
Now I'm like,
that's that whole talk. Yeah.
It got real. Then I heard regrets.
You used to hold me, told me that I was the best.
Everything that I want in this life I could possess.
All that made me want is all that I could get.
In order to survive,
gotta learn to live with regrets. Yeah.
Tell me how was it gonna affect me, fam?
Yeah.
And then from there, that's why I move how I move, dog. And
Yeah.
So okay, so that's why I'm conflicted, but that's not even really my confliction. My confliction is my favorite rapper. It's Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. That's not a bad.
That's not a bad one at all.
That's not a bad one at all.
Right now it's Rick Ross, but Rick Ross still making solid music. That man, that boy said, Fendi did him like a slender nigga. So he's speaking, he says it, and he does it all the time. He don't take L's, fam. So okay, so that's where I'm with that. New artists or my favorite artists like that I'm feeling right now. R.I.P. Nick. R.I.P. Nick.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna go there because I'm still grieving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still not.
That was a major loss.
So anyway, R.I.P. Nick. Okay, so I'm gonna go Kelechi. He's on my team, young.
Okay.
And right now, between Kelechi right now, it's Kelechi and Young. Like, because when I'm listening, let me tell you why. All right, so with the new artists that's like, all right, if we're talking about straight rap, I'm talking about like people that I hear make multiple songs. Like you see YBN Cordae, I listen to his album, it's brilliant. Yeah. But personally, and I know this is not gonna, with no hate, because the dude is super, super dope. I think he's like low key, like a lyrical genius because the words he choosing and the stories he's telling. But the guys that I'm talking about does this all the time, like every song. So it's hard for me to like say, okay, you haven't reached. And Big Sean. I love Big Sean. I even like think about Big Sean sometimes when I write. I try not to write too close to him because I'm in comparison. No gas, no cap, but even still, those guys that I mentioned, it's song after song after song. Remember, I'm in the studio, I'm engineering, so I'm hearing it all the time. After we wrap this up, me and this man finna go make a song that he wrote like what, a year or two ago?
For sure.
That's the old joint.
Yeah.
That we gotta go fix.
Yeah.
So that's me, man. Shout out to Missy Elliott too.
She just got an award.
She hard, dog. Cause that
well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. I'm gonna keep it simple, man.
I'm gonna keep it simple too. Because this is about three. This is about three. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hear the truth though.
Hey,
here we go.
Say, man. Everybody know me. I'm talking about whether you were my girlfriend at some point in time, whether you were my son, who I'm raising on bigger lyrics. Whether whoever you are, whether you're Mimi and Rachel, R.I.P. I miss y'all. You know that my all-time favorite rapper of all times and the greatest rapper, the God emcee, the notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. Frank White, a.k.a. King of New York. AKA
nothing to lose tattooing around his girl womb.
Everything in the game.
Embedded in his brain.
And me, I feel the same. I ain't lying. Y'all know the science. We can do this all day.
All night.
Look.
We know them all.
Fam.
Here we go.
I say this and I stand by this. I have yet to hear any rapper lyrically bar for bar I rap Biggie. I'm sorry.
Okay, so can I say one thing? I gotta just clear the air. So
let that man name the modern day rapper that he likes, and I'm gonna go and then you go three.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not gonna name anybody on my team from the Pentagon. I just think that'd be very biased. Although we have a collection of the dopest MCs, not only in Houston but just in the country.
Pentagon, baby.
Shout out to Young B.
Okay, no doubt.
Shout out to King.
We're gonna make that.
Hold on, I ain't finished.
Go ahead. I'm saying
no,
we're gonna get Young B on the podcast soon.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to go
Yeah,
ahead and shut that out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But and Kels too. But right now, 3 actually mentioned him. I have to say Nip, man. I was hooked after Crenshaw, and then when Victory Lap. I ain't gonna lie, when Victory Lap first came out, and I tend to do this a lot, I compared it to Crenshaw, and I didn't like it better than Crenshaw. But, unfortunately, after his untimely passing, man, I really got under Crenshaw. Really got under Victory Lap and was like, damn, I was sleeping. Just a brilliant
What
album.
about now? Well, how do you rank it in regards to Crenshaw now?
I think I still kind of like Crenshaw a little better because of the sound. Yeah, because of the sound, but Victory Lap was still just a A+ CD.
The mics were different. The budget was there.
Right. Just a totally different CD. But I like Crenshaw because of the sound and the feel of it, and that's how Rick Ross makes me feel in a lot of his music.
Yeah.
But just Nip, man, he was just getting better and better and better lyrically. And he was my favorite. He's probably still my favorite right now. Yeah. But of course, you got the Kendricks and the J. Coles, and still a big Drake fan. So, but just at the top of that, I'll say Nipsey is probably my favorite right now.
Okay. Is it my turn to go? Because
yes.
Listen.
Please no Nas lyrics.
Oh, here we go. I go on record. Okay, this is episode number 32 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary Inc. I am the moderator, the creator of this podcast, John Ross Dike I, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that my favorite MC all time is Nasir Jones. Okay, Nas Jones is my favorite rapper all time. We're not gonna debate that. Okay, favorite rapper all time, and right now, my favorite rapper right now, I'm gonna go with Wale right now. I'm gonna go with Wale because he's a poet. For me, the thing that allures me to him the most, is that from that underdog status.
He's nice though.
He's nice, but he's the underdog, and I don't think he needs to be that. I don't think he needs to feel like that because he's seen so much success in music. But I love the underdog.
But is he top 10 though?
Top 10 now?
Yeah.
Yes. Easy. After you
this, he's top 10 now.
Now, yeah.
Where is he on that top 10? Like what number placement?
Like in top 5 or 5 to 10?
Where would you put the obvious 3? Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. Where would you put them? In what order?
Well, you would have to answer that question.
No. I'm gonna ask you because I'm also include Sean in that. I'm also include Nipsey in that. But Wale got to be up there too. He got to be up there too. He got work. He got bodies of work.
Okay, so look.
And he's just not. Wale is that he's that bitter drink. Everybody might be feeling Bud Light, and then you get somebody that comes in and says they want a Michelob or they want a Miller Lite. That's Wale. He's not that common taste to people. He's that aftertaste that that beer still exists over there. I'll take that one. Huh?
I thought it was your boy.
Who?
Wale. He the beer over there that nobody really want to drink.
Nah, but but that beer's still good over there though. It's
cold.
nice and cold. It's nice and cold over there though.
All right, so look, this is what I want to ask you guys because I don't feel right. All right, so we say top MCs. I think that question has been answered by all 3 of us.
Okay.
When you say top MC, is there a category for top MC based per song? Because I think about Someday by Scarface, multitude of songs by 3 Stacks, right? Okay. Then we got 8 Ball, then we got 8 Ball and MJG. But I'm saying like not based off complete bodies of work, based off like, because you remember how Friend or Foe used to move me.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
feel me? It's like Friend or Foe is one of those songs that like Biggie ain't never gave me a Friend or Foe. Rick either. Because if Friend or Foe, you, especially get drunk, you rapping those lyrics spitting.
Okay.
It's not even a yelling song.
I know Nas gave you one though.
Not, fam.
I know Nas gave you one.
Nas is like easily like in my top 5. It's like at one time,
Nas is my top 1.
Only listening to Nas.
Nas is my top 1.
it was. I think it was up until the Lost Tapes. I was like,
You wild. Hey, that was a classic album.
yeah, but let me tell you my problem with Nasir.
It was.
Let me
It
tell you my
was.
problem
Stop.
Let me tell you my problem with Nasir.
Jesus
It
Christ.
was the beat selection.
It doesn't matter
It
about beat
matters
selection.
because-
Everybody's beats ain't all that though.
Rick
Does
Ross.
matter, fam.
Okay,
gonna
Rick
say it,
Ross.
fam?
Rick Ross. I ain't gonna diss Rick Ross because I love his music. Listen, let's stop talking about the music, okay? This is where I want to move to because this is the meat and potatoes. Like I tell my kids every day, let's get to the meat and potatoes, okay? 3, I text you. Okay, I text you. Hold on, let's wrap the music part right here. What song's on your mind right now?
Okay, songs on my mind. It's been a lot of. I can't say the actual name of songs. It's been BTS. My kid loves BTS.
Okay.
And so I can't say very much about what's happening because of obviously the NDAs and things like that.
Okay.
But there's some really special things happening. But I'm forming a band or becoming a part of a band.
Okay.
And I'm telling this to my baby. And she was asking me about genre. And it's really not a genre, right? It's a bunch of different things infused. And she was like BTS? I was like, no. Because this is like these boys from like South Korea, you know, like K-pop, you feel me?
Right.
But then I said, well, wait. Them boys, they rapping. They doing funk, trap, they soulful, R&B, everything, pop. Then they doing the boy band moves like, you know. So when I think about their music, I would say BTS, but then I'm thinking about like, usually like, what's the name, Sinead Harnett? I'm not sure if you're familiar with Sinead Harnett. My sister, and to a lot of people, I know y'all probably know Sinead Harnett, but for me, like listening to like hip hop and old school R&B, for somebody like Sinead Harnett, somebody got to deliver that to me. Okay. So a lot of new music has been delivered to me via my sister from Tidal. She go through the new songs recommended from you, and she'll listen to them, and she'll send me these links. Like, I think you'll like that. So there's that. And I like Lizzo. Okay. I'm feeling Lizzo right now.
Okay.
Shout out to Lizzo.
Shout out to
from the
Lizzo.
H.
She putting on and she's making music that's like she's making songs. She ain't making a punchline. Okay. Like the hard verse. She's making songs. You can sing these songs over and over and over.
Yeah.
And just off the top, like Missy. I like Missy's new album.
Okay.
And I mean, I could go on and on, but off the top, that's what comes to mind. Like as far as new music for myself, me and Young, we got things, and like I said about the band, I wish I could talk about it. Next time all right, mark my words. I'm gonna do something. Okay. And remember this. This is really like time capsule.
Yeah.
All right. The next time we had this talk, we're gonna be talking about what we've done as a band. Okay. It's gonna be glorious, baby. Okay. I'm just gonna plant that seed. So. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
E.
New songs?
Nah. What song's on your mind right now?
Oh, man, believe it or not, man, I have just this massive playlist on my phone that I ride to, and it's just predominantly songs from the mid-90s. Well, just all kinds of songs till like 2005, 2005. You know, I'm kind of stuck in that era. I'm just stuck in that. Like, until I hear something better than that. And don't get me wrong, I do like some of the new artists. I like 21 Savage. I like Moneybagg Yo, and so forth and so on. But you know, I'm just on that music that I grew up as a teenager because it takes me back to a place where I remember certain, that's what music does. You know, it takes you to certain places in your life. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when this song was out, I was cruising in my, and that's just what it is. So that's kind of what it is for me. So I always listen to Biggie, J, some Nas comes on my playlist. A lot of R&B. I'm real big, old Mary J, old Jagged Edge, 112.
So if you had to pick one, what song right now?
Right now, probably Biggie's "One More Chance" remix.
Okay.
Which I think is timeless.
Okay. And for me, I'm gonna go with my homegirl who actually did my podcast, Helen Hadnot Williams, aka Miss Blue. Go Off. She's moving that track right now. Okay. And the track that's actually playing underneath our episode right now is a track from you 3.
What's that?
This one.
Hey,
oh, that's a good one.
You remember?
That's a good one.
Remember when I hit you and was like, man, why he ain't make this track longer?
I know.
You know
This
what?
one for my,
'Cause
this one for my.
And I would always tell him I think that either Nas or Jadakiss is meant to do a verse on that
Yes,
track.
dog. I definitely I channel my inner Nas. First of all,
Yes.
like you know what I'm saying,
Yes,
I channel my inner Nas. You can tell like my tone, like I'm not super like rapping.
Yeah,
Not like,
yeah.
Going hey, I'm so cool. I'm calm.
Yeah. It's actually playing right now. Yeah. So listen, okay. Man, okay. So 3, I text you one time. This is when I have your number from E, and I'm texting you. Well, actually, this is this year, 2019. And you just told me, man, you need to come check the studio. And I asked you, how do you feel, man? And I think you said, give me a second to look at the text message. I want to quote you. I want to quote you exactly. Give me a second. Hold on, right quick. Hold on.
You gonna edit this, right?
Nah, nigga, this a one take.
Nah, he be editing it, man.
Oh, you be editing it?
Hold on, you gotta relax. Hold on.
Well, let me find out you edit, nigga. Pew.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Oh man, let me find that text message, man. Because I thought I wanted to bring this up in the podcast, man, because this is what it's all about here, man. I said, hold on. What did I say? I said, oh, no. I said, congrats. No. That's not it. No, that's too far. Hold on. I gotta find this. I want to read it, man, because I think that it's imperative to start here with it.
Phase 2. I get rid of the debris. Take this thing with me here, which I never touched or even know what it's even called. Strip up this building, man. Pentagon Studios, LFTP Studios, coming soon.
Yeah. Family over everything. Every word a rapper sing, I really mean. I ain't trying to cap, but now my team moves like a centipede.
Boy, I got the scrub eye, and it's tedious and it's stressful, but I want y'all to see something. Look at my brother with one polo on. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, just say something to the people, man.
Hey, coming soon.
Coming soon, that's it. Again, that boy ain't got no polo, he just got the low. The pole on the floor. Soldier vibes.
Put some respect on them names.
Yeah. Sticks and stones could break your bones, but words could break your heart. All I ask of you is keep it real with me from start. Came up out the trenches, I applaud your purple heart. Cause even when you lose, you come back stronger cause you smart. The late night pool games,
Pull it off, man. What'd he do?
Kept the same aim, but we were
What'd he
focused
do?
on the charts. Young Rockefeller thought we'd never break apart. We built this thing, LFTP know it's ours.
I wish my brother. I mean, nobody could see what the hell we was doing. We was doing this. I got a story to tell. It's embarrassing. Last Wednesday, I just went to jail. It's a different feeling when you got the bail. Hustling through life like it's heads and tail. Niggas throwing pennies like it's wishing wells. Niggas give me fives, but they don't wish me well. You don't know what I've been through, boys, been living hell. They hate me motherfuckers cause I'm getting out. I'm living my best life, they can't figure how. Say I hustle Gwen Stefani, ain't no doubt. Mr. Hodge up in the building, about to blow it out. I swear to God, shit hard, but I make it look easy. I've been scarred, I grew up on the boulevard. Third ward, OST by dialing. Looking up the moon late night and howling. I'm a fly nigga, so I'm always styling. I won't stop till I'm worth 100,000 times 100,000 times 100,000. Nigga, no more crowds. Y'all niggas still lounging. They wonder why you're scrounging.
So Houston, Texas, we're back, man. So 3, like I was saying before we went on this break. Okay, this is what I said to you, and it was it was August the 1st.
Okay.
I said you created a studio, and then I said the F word in a text message, which I won't say. How you feel? You said, man, I feel excited about the possibilities, fam. Like me and E out in a lot of late, me and E in and out of a lot of late nights, right? Let's talk about that, man.
All right.
You created a studio, man. Take us back to the inception of that.
Well, first of all, me and my brother, we did it. He don't want to admit, like, how important his
role
has been. Right?
Yeah.
But that's his personality.
Yeah.
But even when you say you've created, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because like we sitting in here now, like it's crazy how we sitting in here. But me and this man was in here. I'm talking about like that door right there was always open because we was back and forth to the dumpster. You feel me? But here's the craziest part. He had my nephew in here.
Yeah.
Like, it's summer, so it's not like school is in session. My nephew will be up and down, either sleep or on his phone playing video games while me and this man painting. Right? Just us 3. It's not a party. we ain't up in here talking about, man, I can't wait for us to go to the studio and work tonight. It's like, yeah, no, dog. Gotta get it done. Like, when you look at the ceilings, like, that's paint. None of this look like this. You feel me? So, just thinking about, like, the vision that I had, which I presented to him, and it was like raw. And I showed him the video of this building. It was like oil on the walls. There was linoleum, broken linoleum on this floor.
Oil stains everywhere.
Oil stains everywhere. The AC didn't work. Like it was like, I don't know what this place was used for before. It was like, even in the garage door, it was what's the remember the things?
The insulation.
The insulation was it was in the door. We had to peel it out. We was like, should we paint over it, make it art pieces? Really trying to find a vision and create it. And so, a lot of people don't see the vision, but a lot of people can see the vision and don't have that focus and that drive to get it done. This wasn't easy without contractors. Now, the contractors that we got, Mr. Jimmy, to cut the hole for the control room and the vocal room. Yeah. That's outside of that. It's us hands dirty, paint in face. You feel me? He hate the paint. Me and Young always laugh about it. It's like he always pull up late when it's time to paint. But he's here. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So I remember when we were in the reception area, we was putting up the brick wallpaper. You know, it creates the illusion of brick, but it looks like brick, but if you get close, you can see this wallpaper. Yeah. I just wanted it up. I want to get things done. Yeah. It's something that we talked about that I've appreciated him for taking his time, but he's also appreciated me for I want to get it done. Yeah. This boy started pulling out tools, like levels. I'm just like, man, we're gonna just spray this wall.
Yeah, levels. And
we're gonna mash this paper on the wall. We're gonna make it, and then. So we did a little bit of my way and a lot of his way, but my little bit of my way, the sun came in through the window, cooked it, made it bubble. We had to pull it down and do it again. Yeah. And he said, man, I thought you was moving a little too fast. I say, man, why you ain't tell me? Because I appreciated the fact that you were trying to get it done. Yeah. So we both thinking how we recognizing like the things that make each other great, but at the same time, mine moving too fast ruined it, and then him wanting to take his time. Where we need to come to like, fam, slow down. All right, dude, you speed up a little bit. Yeah, and then here we are.
Yeah, for me, man, you know, when I listen, I want to let you know that I talk to Edric every day via text or maybe even on the phone, right? And the one thing that if I could attribute jealousy in my life to anything, it's the relationship that y'all have, right? Because my wife, right? You know, my wife is my best friend. She best friend. She pushes me through things. We talk, we argue about things with the company and all. But there's certain things that my wife is not gonna do.
Right.
certain things that a best friend, a male companion, a friend that you grew up with that I lack will do for you. You know what I'm saying? And I've always loved that relationship that y'all have in terms of like he was the one that let me know that y'all were doing a studio. I didn't know that. He was the one that let me know that y'all were doing a studio. Everything that y'all do musically, creatively, I know from him, right? And I've always I've admired that. I've loved that about y'all relationship. I've loved that about y'all friendship and how y'all grew up together. I think it's an admirable thing to have somebody who will push you to the masses.
The thing is, we both got them, and I'm not trying to like just like stroke my brother's ego, but this is something it's important to say because it could affect other people, and there may be somebody in y'all life that. All right, so don't be jealous of our relationship because we both got them.
No doubt.
This man, what he is for me, he is for you. For example, he's the one that's gonna say 3. You know we got KG's baby shower today. Where you at, nigga? Man, I gotta. He going though. It's nothing gonna stop him. He gonna tell you the same thing.
He is.
So
for sure.
So as we grow as men, we are blessed to have like this type of motherfucker. Can I cuss?
Yeah, go ahead.
This type of guy that's gonna hold you accountable. But you respect them so much that you're gonna check yourself. You feel me? So it's like when you say like what we give each other, it's a lot of give and take from me and give from him. But it's not just to me. It's this is his personality. I'm just a lover of people.
That's who Edric is. That's who he is. That's who he is. For sure.
I'm a receiver. I'm older now. So I like now I'm like, okay, man, I need to start remembering people's birthdays.
Yeah.
You feel me? Even my wife was like, she was like, I don't know if it was your birthday or Father's Day or something where we were out and she didn't call him.
Yeah.
And I was like, babe, 2 ain't tripping. She was so down about it. She was like, he tells me he's always like, happy birthday, happy Mother's Day. I was like, yeah, that's how he is. In my mind, I'm thinking, you should have called my brother. But at the same time, he's not doing it for get my lick back.
Yeah.
Well, he did used to hit me on my birthday and then tell me his birthday was that the next day. So I got him once.
Yeah.
I got him once, but my point is he's not like doing it for like a one up.
Yeah.
And so we both blessed to have a dude like that.
Yeah.
So, but then you know.
On your Instagram, E, you got creative directed. Let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about how you see things in terms of insert.
Well, John be investigating.
You gotta do your homework.
Listen, you got to. Listen, you got to. You got to look, because look, everything. This is the thing I notice about. You know the fashionable guys, right? The fashionable guys always pull up to the joint 30, 40 minutes late because they got so many clothes they got to filter through to get that outfit right. Talk to us about how you see things and how you put things together for the company.
I would like to know that too.
Yeah.
I'll put things together.
How you put like for example, we're not gonna say many names because me and 3 talked about it before, but for the video shoot that we did. Let's
at the high school.
Yeah, at the high school. We ain't gonna say no names. We ain't gonna say no names. Talk to us about the video shoot that you did.
My job,
yeah.
man.
How did you see that? Paint the picture for us.
Man, I studied. A lot of people know me close. Know I studied architecture in school. And architecture is just always a passion of mine. But architecture, beyond that, it teaches you. It helps you hone your creative side. You know. And I've always been creative since a kid, but architecture helped me hone that. So even though I don't pursue architecture professionally, it's just a part of me.
Yeah.
Prime example of that is Virgil, who studied architecture at the Chicago Institute, I believe. Yeah. But of course, he's a fashion director. Also, Tinker Hatfield, who was an architect. A lot of people don't know who Tinker Hatfield is, but he's the guy who designed a majority of Michael Jordan's sneakers.
Yeah.
Also an architect.
Yeah.
So, architecture just kind of helps you hone those creative skills, and it just helps you think outside of the box.
I thought he was born with this, so now I know he studied to be fly. I thought he just fell out the bed.
So appreciate that. No,
I appreciate that because now I know you were born with it. You chose to do it.
I don't know. I've just always been real creative, and I've always thought outside of the box. A lot of things just come to me in an idea, and I just kind of build on that. I put it on paper, and I build on that. In regards to the video that I co-directed with Winston, shout out to Winston.
Shout out, Curry
Vision.
Vision. Yeah, no doubt.
Very, very dope video director. And I was fortunate for him to let me co-direct that video with him. But I just had this idea. I heard the song, and I remember when I was in the studio with 3 and 3 was playing me her EP, and we won't say any names. She had a lot of dope songs, but that one to me just kind of stuck out. I was like, this is the single.
Okay.
And they were like, you think so? And I was like, yes, man, this will work. I can hear this all over radio.
Yeah.
And don't front, JR, because when I played it for you in the classroom,
I loved it.
you was like,
I loved it.
you was like, okay.
I loved it, but the kids didn't though. Listen, I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. The kids didn't love it. And see, this is the type of person I am. Like when I hear tracks from creatives, when I hear tracks from artists, my first thing, because a large part of my market is the kids because I teach school.
Word.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I did was I was like, hey, what y'all think about this? And I was like, nah, Mr. Dike, nah, that ain't the one. Nah, that, if I can be honest, they was like, that shit is trash. But I'm just, I just want to keep it on. I want to be 100 with it.
Brutal, man.
Look, the kids will let you know.
Kids are brutal.
The kids are, I've had kids say, you know what you need to do with your podcast? And I'm like, listen. No, that's not your spot.
That's not your lane.
You worry about algebra 2 right now. But they gonna give you the honest truth because they are the ones that are pushing the culture forward.
But they're the consumers. They're
Exactly.
like 90% of music consumption nowadays.
Exactly.
So it's teenagers.
And listen, also too, I realized that they don't really have. You got to kind of like incentivize them, right? Because when the video came and you were like, hey, I was like, you got the room for sure. You got the room. And we were trying to get bodies filling. And I'm like, hey man, come do this music video. Come do this music video.
I got you.
It was difficult to get the kids there. You know what I'm saying? So really, sometimes they kind of featherweight with it.
Yeah,
sometimes they
definitely.
fall with
Stuff
it.
like
Sometimes
that,
they don't.
I think it doesn't matter what the music is. If the star isn't like huge, because that's an incentive.
Yeah, that's
Somebody
true.
around a huge
That's
star,
true.
Right,
That's true.
exactly.
Then you got to give them something.
Yeah.
Exactly. I remember, man, and I swore I wouldn't tell anybody this. I remember the young ladies from college. Shout out to Prairie View. My little sisters came through.
You went to
Shout out
PV, huh?
Of course.
Oh,
I'm a Panther.
Okay.
You still a Panther?
Oh
I need to go
shoot!
back and get
I'm
my
just wondering when
master's.
boys grow up at a certain point, when do you just be like, man, I studied, it was great.
Hey, my kids is gonna go to PV. They
Hey,
better at least.
listen, my kids gonna go wherever it's free.
Ooh, amen to that. Right. So my sisters, they were going to Prairie View at the time, and I remember calling my sister like the week before. You know, she's a real cute little girl, and all her friends are cute. And I was like, yo, I need y'all to be in this video. It's I need you to do that for me. She was like, no worries, brother, I got you. But sure enough, they in college.
Yeah.
So you know, with college kids,
Especially
they're,
in PV.
oh man, their attention span is like this.
Yeah.
You pull it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So I'm calling every day. Hey, yo, y'all still on for that video? Y'all still on for that video? Yeah. I kid you not. I think we shot the video on a Friday. That Thursday night, I call her. She was like, hey, we about to go to this party. I say, no, because we had to be up for like 9, 10 that following morning.
Yeah.
I say, do not go to the party, please. She said, no, we just gonna go and we gonna be back at a decent time. And I was like, oh, man. So sure enough, man, I shoot her a text like late night.
Yeah.
No response, fam.
Yeah.
Following morning, I wake up, I'm 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, because I know I got stuff to do. I got to get things ready for this video. I call her.
Yeah.
She say, so, yeah, about that.
Oh,
She hit me with
damn.
that, so about that.
Damn.
She was like, the girl said they won't be able to make it. You know, I'll still come. You're my brother. I'll come, of course. I was like, no, I need your friends in the video. Just ask him. So I get off the phone with her and I think to myself, what do college kids need? They need money.
Yeah.
They don't need a lot of
That's
it.
for sure.
Money, man.
They just need money.
That's for sure.
And I said, what amount of money would college kids move for? And I said, it don't have to be much. I say $20.
That's for sure.
$20. So I called my sister back. I say, hey, tell each one of them I give them $20. And sure enough, she was on $290 coming down.
Oh, yeah.
She was on $290
Yeah.
on a car full of girls.
Yeah.
A car full of girls
Yeah.
on the way to the video.
Yeah.
They was moving for that $20.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for that. I
Yeah.
never forget that. Shout out to my sister
grateful.
Maya.
It was
Shout out to Diamond. I love y'all.
You know, Curry Vision did a great job on the video.
Video looks great, man.
It looks good. Listen, today is September 26, 2019, and we have 96 days left in the 2019 year.
Where did a year go?
3. What do you hope to attain in the remaining 96 days of the year?
I would like to have a successful grand opening.
Okay.
And we picked October 26th, my brother.
Okay.
I really want that to be a success. And with that, by success, I mean just to open up the doors to clients and for people to see the studio and to just for the event to just document it well with photography and videography, have the proper be speaking and praying and just like to tell a story. Because what I would like to do that night is to get on the mic and tell a story.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that. I want to release a couple singles. Heavy as the Head, Raj. Me and Young, we got a couple things that we want to do, but I want to release at least one of those things that we have in the mix. I want my band to get like the wheels moving.
Okay.
And I want to take at least one more trip out of the country.
Okay.
You know, because whenever you travel, me personally, whenever I travel, I recharge. I come back like just.
Yes.
Whenever I got this Behringer mixing board, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I kept trying to learn it. I was telling my partner, and when I took that cruise to the Bahamas, you know, you stuck on a boat.
Yeah.
You really don't have reception.
Yeah.
I was able to focus and just like read and study and learn. You know, whenever I'm here, I'm implementing more than I'm reading and listening.
Yeah.
So for me, grand opening, 2 releases, 2 singles at least.
Yeah.
You know, and the band and travel.
Yeah.
That'll be. I mean, I already feel blessed. I can't believe that we even sitting here doing this.
Yeah.
Remember where we were, you know, in Fed. Yeah. So we doing this. So I already feel beyond blessed. But to answer your question, those things is what I would like. Yeah. So.
96 days left. What do you hope to attain in 96 days?
Really just helping my brother here push the studio forward.
Yeah.
To greater heights. I've taken on the task of really just kind of being the business side of it, because whenever I'm out and I'm talking about the studio, people are like, oh my God, you got it in the cards, I gotta see it, I gotta, you know. We need that type of stuff, you know what I mean? So we could get people in here, but also serving as the creative. You know, we have the grand opening coming up, and I have some great ideas for that. But we also have the Unplugged that we're doing for Kelechi, and you know, just working on developing the other artists as well.
Okay.
So really just pushing the brand forward. And I don't be on social media nearly as much as I should be, but I
gotta change that.
I absolutely have to, because I recently saw an interview on YouTube, a Ryan Leslie interview, and he said. If you're not on, and he said you're not calling at least 30 people a day in your phone, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And me, I've always kind of been a recluse. You know, sometimes I just kind of want to be to myself. And but if I'm taking on these responsibilities, like I'm trying to help build the brand, and I'm trying to help bring business and develop these artists, then I'm gonna have to step outside of my comfort zone and get in touch with some people and call some people. Because I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And I've always it's always been that way with me. I've always known people who could, oh, you trying to do this? Well, I know a guy who could do this. Or you trying to do that? I know a guy who got that. I've just always been that way. So I need to work on connecting people, continue to connect people, and to continue building my relationships with people, because the sky's the limit for us right now. So
let me say this. The first artist that you will have here is my editor. Her name is Tempest Green, Houston, Texas, and she does this
Tempest
blog.
Green?
Tempest Green.
It's a blessing.
And she does this blog called Tempest Lives, and she wants to do voiceovers so that she can place it on her video, which I'm
that's
producing.
awesome.
So she'll be in the studio to record those voiceovers.
Networking people, it's real.
You know what I'm
Can't wait,
saying?
yeah.
And I want to take the time to say, make sure that you check out this other podcast that I produce called Stories and Poems by my homegirl, Asia Munns, out there in California, Los Angeles, California.
Cheers.
Listen, man, man,
I just want to drink though.
3, could you kick a verse for us right quick?
No, man.
This is what I want to ask you
See, I was
because
doing that, man. And
this is what I want to ask you. And,
I'm gonna tell you why though.
and I
tell you
understand
why.
that. Have you moved on from the artist side to
I haven't.
Okay.
See,
That
no,
too.
I haven't.
Okay.
I
Okay.
haven't. But
Okay.
but that goes. It kind of coincides with what I'm about to say. I haven't, man. But I remember like just kind of coming up and like it was a time where I couldn't wait to do that. But like I'm in a place when I think about it business wise. Like you ask like my favorite artists, favorite rappers, and I think about growing up how difficult, and I'm not comparing myself to Jay-Z as far as catalog or anything, area of my life.
Yeah.
I remember how I never caught him doing that. I never seen him do that.
Yeah.
Like when I heard Jay-Z with Big L, that was way after this dude was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Like they got leaked after Big L died after Flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I think about like my team, you know, like whenever like me or one of my artists go and do that, I want it to be a show. I want them to be like, I'm gonna do this for this. And with like how great this interview has been with you, it's going to, what I honestly believe is gonna make people eyebrows go up. Let me go like see. I'm talking about out of 10 people, even if it's just one person to go to YouTube and go look up this what's the song?
Don't Lie?
This one.
This one. Yeah.
I want to change the culture with my team of like to freestyle, to just start rapping, which is what we probably about to do anyway.
Yeah.
But to do it, I just got off my Instagram when I was in the restroom. I was getting, I was putting a TV in the restroom area.
Yeah.
I seen some artist on my timeline. She was going off. She was killing it.
Yeah.
And then I put my phone down and I started. They said enter your Roku code. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like. Now it's at the point to where everybody does that. What you gonna do that's gonna count?
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm trying to take us out of this category of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when I was doing the school uniform was the unit I wrote, and I was saying that, I was like, ooh, I don't want this to. I'm trying to say it as in storytelling mode, not as in lyrics and freestyling.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Yeah. So listen, I've posed this question to E so many times before, and this is really where the bosses are made. Okay. I said to E sometimes, E's always said, we've got another artist, we've got another artist, we've got another artist. How do you, as the boss here at the Pentagon, get people to follow you?
Well, all right, so it's crazy you say that. Like, so I struggle with that term.
Okay.
When I first.
And when I say follow you, I don't mean, how do you get people?
No, it's not that word. It's the word boss.
Okay.
So whenever, like, it would be many nights after me and my brother got this place, like, close to this. Not with all the art, but it was close enough where I started saying my prayers, like, God gave me the strength to be a good boss. And it just made me feel so awkward and uncomfortable because I'm amongst alphas and fathers and leaders. Like, Young is my spiritual leader. He's my leader. You feel me? How am I his boss? So in certain regards, I'm his leader, so I call myself a leader. I just frown upon the word boss amongst the type of people that's around me. I'm not their boss. I'm the leader. That means there's a trust there. Boss is, I'm going to tell you what to do, you're going to do it, damn it. That's how I view boss. When you think of boss, when you think of sitcoms and television or even work or even slavery, like with black people, the word boss man was like, white man tell you what to do, got your boss. But the leader is somebody that you trust. Like I'm proven. Like I'm gonna move with my moral compass and I got you. So as a leader, how do I get my people to trust my leadership? Just not moving weird.
Yeah, okay.
Like just doing what I say
For sure.
I'm gonna do and just gaining that trust morally, not business wise, financially, just morally. Man, 3 solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. E, how you doing, man? Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. 3, listen. When I said to myself, I want to do this podcast with 3, I'm so grateful that this is the podcast we did, right? Because we're in the White Room at the Pentagon. We're in the White Room. I'm going to bring my editor here so that she can record here and see how the studio is. Because she's one of those hands-on type people.
Yeah.
She's got to see it. She's got to feel it. And she's going to come in here, and you got to be accepting of her strong personality. Because initially I wasn't. I was like, oh, hold on, no. I can't, you can't tell me what to do. Right? But I'm gonna bring in here, and I just want to support Black owned. I want to support people that support you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm so close to you because of the fact of E always putting the bug in my ear, like, listen, have you heard 3? Have you heard 3? Have you heard 3? Have you heard 3? And I'm just grateful to be here, man. So this is where I want to go with it. The What's Next podcast is all about bringing creatives on and asking about their journeys, right? So the last question I'll ask you is, what's next for the Pentagon? What's next for 3? What's next for you immediately?
Immediately, October 26th, grand opening.
Okay.
This is going to be an opportunity for me to tell my story in an intimate setting.
Okay.
Excuse me. And also for my team to be presented. People can meet my team, ask them questions, and then kind of just feel the vibe of the Pentagon. Because what I want to do is not just have it in a white room. We're going to open up the entire building to our patrons so they can see the art. Our brother, shout out to Robert Hodge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert Hodge. There's going to be a lot of visual art and sculptures that's throughout the Pentagon that's for sale, except I got 2 things here that's part of my personal collection.
Okay.
Everything else is for sale.
Okay.
Boys got all collections.
Oh,
Okay.
big time. Boss type shit, man.
I ain't even seen what I got at the house.
Oh, hold on.
But anyway, I do. So I need to get that back to the house. So, I need to put some on the wall. I was blanking that space.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll get to meet Robert Hodge. So Robert Hodge is an artist, but he's also a visual artist that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
That's part of the LFTP collective. So immediately what's going to happen is the grand opening. We on deck to have Treaty Oak whiskey sponsoring.
Okay.
And hopefully you'll be a part of this.
Of course. Whatever you want, wherever you want to put me.
And then from there we'll go from there. But right now that's what I want to put all my attention on.
Okay.
I'm not sure who's going to perform or anything like that, but I know we want to have the whole entire building open and want people to experience the Pentagon like we do every night.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. One thing I want to say about the Pentagon.
Go ahead, man. Talk.
The main
Talk
thing,
that talk, boss.
And then I'll be done. Main thing is what I want to tell people about the Pentagon. When you think about recording studios or production studios or photography suites or photography studios, think about the Pentagon is when you book the Pentagon, let's say you just booked the back room or you booked the studio. When you walk through the door, you feel like you want to take your shoes off. Mm-hmm. When I go to a lot of commercial studios, I'll be like, man, I should have brought my gun inside with me. It's too many moving bodies, strangers, pieces. Yeah. Whenever you book the Pentagon, you're not booking and then you work. You're booking. Your baby can be sleeping in a reception area, with a blanket watching kid shows because you booked the building. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I don't feel like we have a lot of in Houston.
We don't. We don't.
Exclusive studio like this, where it's just yours that day or that block, it's just yours. So the Pentagon, baby, I should call it the living room. Now it's the Pentagon. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, so I come bringing gifts. This is an exclusive tee. I went to LA Labor Day weekend, but here I have a tee for you and my boy E. It's an exclusive SVI tee, man. Yes. Only the people that have been on this podcast have this tee, man. And I'm just appreciative of God's timing, waiting for His timing to bring you on the podcast, man. And I'm grateful to be home. I'm grateful to be home with y'all.
I got a question for you. If I sell it, would you be proud of me? No, I'm gonna keep it, baby. It's fine, nigga. Thank you.
Hey, man, Houston,
you know this
Texas,
not my first
man.
one.
Oh, yeah, you know, I know this is an exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't sell this tea to anybody else. Only the people that come on the
Word.
podcast have that tea. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Only the people that come on the podcast have that tea, man. Houston, Texas, man, I do what I do for myself to prove that I can do it for others, man. Peace and blessings.
Yo, it feel like 95, Sachi on my body, Biggie, Jigger, Puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby, and I'm wildin' in my wallies, them valleys, no Pilates, more way get you more wet, nah that's the Spumante, my crystal ball, I see crystal, I crystal y'all with that, I saw the sign like Ace of Spades, that Ace of Spades get cracked me like, cheers to the money guys, the Willie niggas, who buy them bottles, and then they spill these liquors, yo, salute my dude. I see you, dawg. 5 bottles, 1 dick. Why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long. Your breath on private party. You gon' be nice and naughty. These walls on priceless Audi. This the upper crust. Fuck is up. Over and done. Overdose. Guess we did it again. Sipping with no remorse.